Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Pops Chops. And we have a project today we're going to do on the Fummins, and it is a beautiful spring day. We haven't had a beautiful spring day like this in a long time. The wind is blowing perfectly, about 7 to 8 miles per hour, keeping the mosquitoes down. Sun is shining, and it's just a good day to get out here and do a project. All right, let's show you what kind of project we've got going on today. Okay, most of you know that when I put this thing together, one of the things I did not like about it was that top radiator hose. Let's take a look at that top radiator hose and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is the original Chrysler, Dodge hose that we have spliced in to have a fill here, and it comes over, and look at all these reducers you have to put in to get to this 2-inch Ford type of connector. Look at that Ford type of connector that we have here, so when it comes off of here, connects over here, that's why you have to stay with this one. You have to come over here and start the reducing process, and this one right here is starting with a 2-inch line, and then it has to reduce down to a 1.5 right here to connect on to the pump down there. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this hose right here with a solid flexible metal hose, and I'll show you those parts here in just a second. Now you may be wondering why we're doing this project. Well, those of you who follow me on Facebook know that one time this last week I threw a belt, and the serpentine belt on these things, when you throw it, well, you know, everything goes out, and one of the things that goes out is the water pump. And so in order for me to get it to a spot where I could work on it, I ran it over and got the temperature up to, you know, 200 degrees. That's Fahrenheit for my fans up in Canada. And so when it was hot like that, well, it got a lot of pressure on it, and what actually happened was that hose right over here, all the reducers separated right there with the pressure. So when it went above 16 pounds, this thing could not blow off enough steam. It separated right there, and it blew all my radiator contents, all my coolant out as I was getting to a safe spot. So after getting to a safe spot and getting everything rehooked back up, then I decided what I was going to do is I was going to look online. I was going to try to look at some spots, some people that have done some changes on this, and one of the most sanitary or factory looking repairs is what we're going to pull off today. Let's look at the parts that we're going to change out. Okay, we're back here on the tailgate of the old Sooner truck, and I want to show you the parts that we got and where we got them from. Mishimoto has these flexible stainless hoses, and these are metal and they're flexible, so you can put it virtually the way that you want to as you flex it into your position. And it has these nice ARN type connectors that go onto each end. And to try to reduce the number of reducers that I have in there and unions, I found this at Summit Racing, and it goes from that 2-inch connection for the Ford on this side to the 1.5 inch to the Dodge size over here. And so we're going to splice these in and put the filler tube over here on this side, and then we're going to run that hose from the filler all the way over to the pump, and we'll have to cut this to size when we do that. And so that's what our project looks like today. First thing we're going to do is we're going to try to build this to the exact length that we want it to be, so you can see what I'm trying to get accomplished. Let's look at that. All right, here's the union that we're going to use those parts on. And over here, of course, is the 2-inch that's going to go. The Summit reducer is going to go in here. Then I'll have a small piece that I'm going to cut from here that we will put on the 1.5 inch, and then we will put that into that right there. And then on that side of the fill tube, we will start using the flexible metal one from there over, so we'll still have the fill up here, and we'll run the flexible all the way over here down to the pump. So we'll have the flexible all the way over here. We're going to build the whole thing first so that we get the right length. Let's do that. All right, here's the first step we got. Here we put the ARN unit down here on top of the water pump, and as you see, there's still a little antifreeze still in there. Now we're going to put the flex down in here and tighten it up and measure it across over there to there, and put our fill over there. All right, now here we are. We've got our Summit Racing reducer right here. We've made up the unit for, turning around here, made up the unit for fill. It's going to be right there, and then we're going to do the metal line from here to here with the ARN connections. And so we'll have it all set up to use our fill line and the reduction, and everything ought to look pretty good next time you see this, and then we'll tighten it all up. Okay, so we've got one side in here, got it all synced up. Want to note something. In the package that comes these little insulators, and these will help seal this, rough edge, this flex edge. It'll help seal that, get it past that clamp right there. This clamp is down on the water pump's outlet and behind the bevel, and this one is about I'd say that far above the end of the pipe, and this is halfway out and all the way down just behind here, so it's clamping down on it. Now I'm going to bend it and get it to union right there. Okay, now we got it all together here. Give you a look at it as we come from this 2-inch down here that comes from the big F350 Ford original Radiator. Here is our reducer that came from Summit. Here, spread out to my 1.5 inch, and over here got the fill right here. I'm going to show you something that's a little bit low than what I would like, but it'll do for now. If I need to fill it, this has a air remover here for down here, the degas bottle replacement, and so it'll remove the air, and we'll have it no air in there. So it comes over here to the water pump exit, and there we go. And I kind of give you a back look here, and here's a look at the way it started. give it another few minutes, see if we got it right. All right, so it went up to about 185, and it started going down, and obviously the thermostat's working just fine at 185. I've got a low temperature thermostat in there, supposed to open at 180, and so at 185 it started coming back down, and when it settled back down around 180, everything was functioning. So I turned it off right now. Temperature is going to be surging right here, and pressure will be surging. Make sure all my connections stay. If I have any problems, I'll let you know. Other than that, it looks really good. All right, guys, thanks for joining us here for this edition of Pops Chops, and just little improvements as we go along the way. This one mainly is just to not necessarily dress up the inside, but with all the splices that were on there, I cut out at least 2 splices. And went to just one solid reducer. Just making it a little bit more dependable, make sure that I don't blow anything whenever it may get hot. So that's the main thing. But that's it. Thanks a lot for being with us. Make sure and subscribe down here. Take a look at the 23-part complete rebuild of the putting the Cummins inside of this F350, getting rid of the old 6.4 and putting this wonderful 5.9 Cummins inside here. So subscribe down here, guys. Have yourself a good day right here on Pops FBR. This end of the fill in that, and then we'll cut off another piece, and we'll put that on that end over there, and then we will let's take 2 on that. All right, and then once that's done, then we're going to put this in over here. We'll cut a little piece off of here to make a splice for the nope. All right, we're going to start over.